Through the dark door we saw pure black. The door had opened and the blackness spilled out, and overcame the moonlight. Dust spewed in all directions like a plant's spores, an apt analogy as our greatest fear, the fear that forced our steps through the frame, was that the blackness residing in this house, still residing even after the Harkin family had moved out, would spread, would infect the inhabitants of this small town, would pull them into madness and anger and violence. This fear was with me now. It heightened our senses, quickened our breath, and drew sweat from our brows. But we took that first step. Then the sprinklers in the front lawn came on. This house had been abandoned for at least 10 years. Was it a trick? "Is there someone here?" asked Robert Flakely. He was near the back of the crowd that had gathered out front. He'd just come puffing up, not out of a desire to help, but a desire to appear that he had helped. After we answered that we weren't sure, Flakely said, "This place is cursed. We all hate it. It's okay. I'll get more." Then he rushed off, got in his car, and drove towards town to get more. I felt a hand on my shoulder. "Will." He said, "Are you ready?" I saw fear in his eyes and his pupils wavered. His hand, though, was firm on my shoulder and showed no sign of hesitation. "Good man," I whispered, and I launched myself inside. Once inside, we saw a long corridor. The structure of this house was not normal. Built more like a hospital, it was made up of hallways, their walls lined with doors to windowless rooms. Notoriously, the architect was told by the original owner, Fairleigh Kay, to construct it like a maze. At the end of the entrance corridor, we saw a wall, and to the left of this wall was the opening to the next corridor, the beginning of our horrific journey. I stepped back instinctively, and it was felt by all those behind me, who then shuddered and scurried, more ready to leave off now than ever. I understood in that moment that I'd failed. I'd hesitated. And all my words of encouragement and fear-mongering delivered only moments ago meant absolutely nothing. I heard the footsteps scatter behind me, even Will's. My eyesight was finally adjusting. The moon's blue light pierced through the black briefly enough for me to catch a glimpse of my final image. At the end of the entrance corridor, the wall was becoming more and more visible due to an orange glow traveling down the first pathway in the maze. It was coming for me. I heard slaps of flesh, mucus, writhing, and a deep drumbeat that shook the earth beneath my feet. I could not run.